We're going to start with July 2015. Now, this is the death that I was talking about earlier. Stephen Smith, 19, is found dead on Sandy Run Road in Hampton County. No arrest is made in this case. From what I've heard, they're going to reinvestigate this. Stephen Smith is someone that was found on the side of the road with blunt force trauma that I mentioned, and the police ruled it as a hit and run. However, there was this article that I read that they said there was some evidence they found that may tie the Murdaughs to his death. February 2nd, 2018, Gloria Satterfield, this is the family housekeeper, 57, follows at the Murdaugh family home on Moselle Road in Colton County. For more than 2 decades, she had served as a family housekeeper and nanny. February 26, 2018, Satterfield dies from her injuries. According to court documents, Alex Murdaugh tells Satterfield's son that he was responsible and plans to sue himself so they are financially taken care of. The family said they never received any money. It's alleged that he received like $4 million from the insurance company, and he decided to pocket the money himself and not give it to the family. And this woman has served his family for what, 2 decades? February 24th, 2019, Mallory Beach, 19, goes missing after a boat crash near Paris Island. A 911 call is placed from the scene of the crash at Archers Creek. Photos from the scene capture damage to the boat, bloodstains, and numerous containers of beer. March 3rd, 2019. Following a week of searches, a boater discovers Mallory's body in a marsh area near the Broad River boat landing in Beaufort County. March 2019. The Beach family files a wrongful death lawsuit against the Beaufort County bar, convenience store, and 2 homeowners, all of whom the suit claims served Beach and her underage friends alcohol the night of the crash. The lawsuit was later amended to only name Richard Alexander Alex Murdaugh Sr. and Richard Alexander Buster Murdaugh Jr. and Parker's convenience store. So the reason why the lawsuit also names Buster. Buster is the older brother, is because they think that Buster may have given his ID to his younger brother to buy alcohol at the convenience store. From my understanding, though, they did drop this lawsuit since what's his name, Paul Murdaugh was murdered. April 18, 2019, Paul Murdaugh is indicted on charges of boating under influence. So it's called boating under influence, causing death, and 2 counts of boating under influence, causing great bodily injury. May 6, 2019, Murdaugh pleads not guilty to all charges. I don't know how you plead not guilty to that, but anyways. June 4th, 2021, court-ordered mediation in the wrongful death lawsuit fails, which appears to make the case bound for trial. On June 7, 2021, hi, no one. How are you doing today? We're talking about the Alex Murdaugh trial today. June 7, 2021, Alex Murdaugh discovers the bodies of his son Paul and wife Maggie at their 1,770-acre hunting lodge on Moselle Road in Islington, Colleton County. A 911 call is placed at 10:07 p.m. This is quoting Alex Murdaugh. "I need the police and ambulance immediately," says in the 911 call. "My wife and child have been shot badly." The Colleton County Sheriff's Office responds and secures the scene. South Carolina State Law Enforcement Division is contacted 10:20 to assist. Sled agents arrive at 11:47 p.m. Murdaugh family friend Tangi Omer tells WJCL it's just a siren after siren. On June 8, 2021, authorities confirmed the identities of deceased, referring to the incident as a double homicide. However, they say there is no threat to the public. Oh, and that's what the lawyer was referencing, saying that like, oh, they already had Alex Murdaugh as a suspect from the very beginning. On June 11, 2021, a graveside service is held for both Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. June 14, 2021, the coroner confirms that both Paul and Maggie Murdaugh died from multiple gunshot wounds. The estimated time of death is somewhere between 9 and 9:30 p.m. and it's been refined now to like, I think maybe like 8:49 to like 9:04. June 16, 2021, SLED creates a 24-hour dedicated tip line for the case. June 17, 2021, Alex Murdaugh's brother, Randy Murdaugh IV, and John Marvin Murdaugh appear in an exclusive interview with ABC News in which they plead with the public to come forward with any information. They say they don't know what of the family has enemies, but Paul Murdaugh has received threats. And again, they're mentioning the boating incident again because it's possible that they're trying to tie Maggie and Paul's death to the boat incident. June 21st, 2021, SLED releases a handful of heavily redacted documents shedding light on what deputies discovered the night of the murders. June 23rd, 2021, based on information gathered in the Murdaugh investigation, SLED says it's looking into the 2015 death of Stephen Smith in Hampton County. SLED does not elaborate what information it obtained. June 25th, 2021, members of the Murdaugh family formally announced a $100,000 reward for the information that leads to the arrest of the double homicide. July 7, 2021, attorneys representing a survivor of the boat crash that killed Mallory Beach filed a petition alleging law enforcement tried to shift blame from Paul Murdaugh to their client, Connor Cook. July 14, 2021, who is Connor Cook? Oh, it was someone else. Oh, I see. So maybe the reason why Paul Murdaugh pled not guilty is because he was trying to blame someone else that was also on the boat. Okay. July 14, 2021, during a court hearing, Circuit Judge Bentley Price said he would review the redactions made by SLED in a publicly released documents pertaining to the case if he felt they weren't legal, ordered more information released. July 22nd, 2021, SLED releases a 911 call placed by Alex Murdaugh the night Paul and Maggie Murdaugh were killed. August 6, 2021, People magazine spotlight the double homicide of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. The South Carolina Attorney General's office drops all charges against Paul Murdaugh in the death of Mallory Beach due to his own death. On August 11, 2021, 14th Circuit Solicitor Duffy Stone sends a letter to the South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson stating he intends to recuse himself from the investigation into the deaths of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. On August 17, 2021, following a Freedom of Information Act request, WJCL receives photos and videos from the South Carolina Attorney General's office collected as evidence following the boat crash that killed Mallory Beach. September 22nd, 2021, the PMPED law firm. Oh, this is the law firm that I think Alex Murdaugh was partner of, like the one that his family created. The law firm begins an investigation to Alex Murdaugh after finding a suspicious check on his desk. They say their investigation reveals Murdaugh has been taking money from the firm and clients for personal use. September 3rd, Murdaugh is confronted about accusations of taking money from PMPED. He is asked to resign and does so that afternoon. September 4th, 2021, Alex Murdaugh is shot in the head while changing a tire in Hampton County, according to family spokesperson. SLED is investigating. He is hospitalized in Savannah and said to be conscious and speaking. September 6, 2021, Alex Murdaugh releases a statement saying that he is resigning from his law firm and entering rehab. Apparently, he was addicted to opioids for, I think, was it like 2 decades or something? I think that's what they said. Later that day, PMPED law firm says Murdaugh was stealing money from them. This is disappointing news for all of us. Rest assured that our firm will be dealing with this in a straightforward manner. There's no place in our firm for such behavior, the law firm said in a statement. September 8, the South Carolina Supreme Court suspends Alex Murdaugh's law license effective immediately. September 9, following a Freedom of Information Act request, WJCL receives an incident report from the Hampton County Sheriff's Office regarding law enforcement response to Alex Murdaugh's shooting. September 10, a spokesperson representing Alex Murdaugh releases a statement saying, in part, Murdaugh's shooting was not self-inflicted. He sustained a skull fracture, and the gunman was driving a blue pickup truck. Oh, God, this is a horrible picture. September 13, SLED announces it has an open investigation into claims Alex Murdaugh was misappropriating funds from his former law firm. I don't know, man. I think what he was... Oh, God, it's so messy, but... Maybe he was trying to frame his son and wife's murder as like some sort of assassination. And then 2 months later, he's like, okay, let's try to do assassination attempt on my life now to make the story more consistent. September 14, Curtis Edward Smith, 61, is arrested in connection to the assisted suicide shooting of Alex Murdaugh. Authorities say Murdaugh admits that a scheme was set up so his surviving son could collect $10 million life insurance policy. So what happened? Did he miss or something? Attorneys representing Alex Murdaugh issuing a statement that Murdaugh has battled opioid addiction for 20 years, and Smith was one of his drug dealers. September 15, Smith appears via video conference in Colleton County Court for the charge of distribution of methamphetamine. Because it was his first offense, he was able to set bond for $5,000. His next court appearance is November 8. He is transferred to Hampton County Court to face charges in connection to the Murdaugh shooting. Alex Murdaugh is named the chief defendant in the wrongful death lawsuit, followed by the sons of longtime Murdaugh housekeeper and nanny Gloria Satterfield. SLED announces opening a criminal investigation into Satterfield's 2018 death. Murdaugh's family says his client will surrender to authorities the following day in connection with the insurance fraud charges. September 16, Murdaugh himself turns himself into the authorities at the detention center. He's giving a $20,000 bond for insurance fraud charges stemming from his attempted assisted suicide plot. He is ordered to appear back in court on October 25. Smith is given a $55,000 bond for his charges. So this is the drug dealer guy who assisted in the suicide assassination attempt. He's released from custody at noon and ordered back in court on November 8. September 17. My God, there's a lot going on with this family. Or mostly just Alex Murdaugh. WJCL provides a look at whether Alex Murdaugh received preferential treatment in court as well as the severity of the head wound. September 18, in an interview with New York Post, Curtis Edward Smith says he's being set up by Alex Murdaugh. This is when I started looking into the case, I think, September 18, because I remember hearing about like how this guy was hired to do like an assassination attempt, but then the guy was like, well, I wasn't even privy to that. What happened was the guy called me because he needed like assistance with like his car. I showed up to help, and then all of a sudden like he had a gun and we're wrestling it. So we're getting two different stories here. September 20, Connor Cook, who was on board the night Mallory Beach was killed, files a lawsuit against Alex Murdaugh's son, Buster Murdaugh, as well as Gregory M. Parker and Parker's employee for their alleged roles in the crash. September 23, SLED releases a statement saying agents have uncovered under potential crimes as part of the investigations into their double homicide of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. The FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of South Carolina has been contacted. On September 26, WJCL airs a special presentation, Murdaugh, Death and Deceit, focusing on the investigations to date. September 27, in a paperwork filed in Hampton County, the sons of Gloria Satterfield say they want Alex Murdaugh arrested until he pays them the money they are owed from the settlement from the mother's death. From September 28, 2021, Sandy Smith, the mother of Stephen Smith, says a fundraising effort is underway to get Stephen a headstone. Curtis Edward Smith gives an interview with WCIV in which he feels betrayed by Alex Murdaugh and that he considered Murdaugh like a brother to him. September 29, Murdaugh's spokesman releases a statement regarding the pending expiration of a $100,000 reward offer in the double homicide of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. We're disappointed that no one has stepped forward with any leads to solve the murder and claim the $100,000 reward. At this time, the family is evaluating what additional steps can be taken to solve the murders of Maggie and Paul. Oh, Brayden, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me wait for the alert to go off. Thank you. My niece Elaine and I are enjoying the stream. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you too. And say hello to your niece for me. I feel like they have more enemies than they have friends. September 30th, responding to claims made in People magazine article about problems in the marriage of Alex and Maggie Murdaugh, a family representative releases the following statement. The most recent allegations by People magazine regarding the state of Maggie and Alex Murdaugh's relationship or marriage are totally inconsistent to what we've been told by friends and family members. Also, we've reviewed many years of text messages on Alex's phone, and the conversation between Alex and Maggie portray a very loving relationship. It is our hope that the media will continue focusing on covering the investigation of the people or people responsible for the murders of Maggie and Paul and not reporting salacious stories with no credible sources connected to the Murdaugh family. October 4, the law firm representing the estate of Gloria Satterfield, the former housekeeper of the Murdaugh family who died back in 2018, announced that a settlement has been reached in the case. October 6, the PMPED law firm files suit against Alex Murdaugh for damages after claims he took money from them and the clients for their own personal use. October 8, 2021, the South Carolina Supreme Court suspends the law license of Beaufort attorney Corey Fleming, accused of helping Murdaugh funnel money from Satterfield's wrongful death settlement. Oh my God. October 14, Alex Murdaugh is taken to custody. Upon his release from drug rehabilitation facility in Orlando, charged with 2 counts of obtaining property by false pretenses in connection with Gloria Satterfield's wrongful death suit, he awaits extradition back to South Carolina. Dude, this guy is so messy. October 15, WJCL received medical records stemming from Alex Murdaugh's assisted suicide attempt in September, which detailed the extent of his injuries. October 19, Alex Murdaugh appears in Richland County, South Carolina courtroom for a bond hearing stemming from the obtaining property by false pretense charges. Following a long hearing, the judge rules that Murdaugh will be held in custody pending a psychiatric evaluation. October 22nd, SLED releases 3 911 calls placed the day Alex Murdaugh reported being shot in the head in Hampton County. 2 calls are from Murdaugh, and the third is from a passerby who saw Murdaugh bleeding and waving his hands, but didn't stop because she felt it was a setup. Yeah, you gotta be careful about that. October 29, Circuit Judge Daniel Hall hears a wrongful death lawsuit by the family of Mallory Beach. Hall said that he would make a ruling the following week as to whether the control of Murdaugh's assets should be turned over to independent representatives so Murdaugh does not engage in fraud to hide money. Murdaugh's lawyer, John Tiller, said he hasn't been found responsible for any of the civil suits, and insurance has to cover if he's required to pay damages. November 2nd, a judge freezes Alex Murdaugh's asset. Number 4, Alex Murdaugh and Curtis Edward Smith are indicted on multiple charges by Hampton County grand jury in connection to the assisted suicide plot. November 10, Alex Murdaugh is denied bond. November 11, the state of Gloria Satterfield reaches a settlement. November 16, this is all 2 years ago, attorneys representing the Satterfield family announced a second and final settlement with attorney Corey Fleming, his former law firm Moss Kuhn and Fleming, and their professional liability insurance carrier. November 19, Alex Murdaugh is indicted on nearly 30 criminal counts stemming from Gloria Satterfield wrongful death settlement, as announced by South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson. November 30, SLED releases the 911 call placed on Satterfield's deadly fall. Oh, geez. Oh, my God. We have a lot of, information here. December 2nd, Anthony Cook, one of the people on the boat the night Mallory died, files a suit against Gregory M. Parker and a bunch of other things in connection to the underage alcohol sold at O'Kady's Parker's location and for Murdaugh allowing his son to operate his boat despite being intoxicated. December 3rd, the family of Mallory Beach filed a suit against Gregory M. Parker, Gregory M. Parker, Inc., and others, claiming they were harassed by those who created fakes. What? The family was harassed? Jesus. Claiming they were harassed by those who created fake social media accounts to affect ongoing civil proceedings. Jesus. December 6th, attorneys representing the family of Gloria Satterfield filed suit against Bank of America, claiming the bank aided Alex Murdaugh's financial crimes against a former Murdaugh housekeeper. December 9, Blan Richter, representing the family of Gloria Satterfield, files a lawsuit against Curtis Edward Smith, claiming Murdaugh paid Smith $2 million over the span of 6 years, money that should have gone to the Satterfield's family. God, these motherfuckers are greedy as heck. South Carolina attorney Alan Wilson announced the South Carolina State Grand Jury issued 7 indictments consisting of 21 new charges against Alex Murdaugh. So we're at 50 plus charges right now. December 13, Alex Murdaugh was given a $7 million bond for charges stemming from South Carolina State Grand Jury indictments. January 10, attorneys representing Alex Murdaugh argue for his bond to be reduced so his family can pay for it. What? Attorney Dick Harpootlian, the guy that I think made the opening statement earlier, states that Murdaugh is too poor to pay a phone bill. During the court hearing, Thomas Moore, a lieutenant, where did all the money go then? A lieutenant with the State Highway Patrol said Murdaugh stole $100,000 in insurance money from him after the trooper was hit by a car on the job and injured his neck, leading to debilitating injury and monthly medical bills. The judge did not rule on a request to lower the bond, but said she would issue a written order. January 11, 2022, Beaufort attorney and longtime friend of Alex Murdaugh, Corey Fleming, has his law license suspended. Good. January 18, a request by Alex Murdaugh's attorney to reduce his $7 million are denied by the judge. January 21, the South Carolina State Grand Jury indicts Alex Murdaugh on 23 criminal charges, including breach of trust and computer crimes. January 24, the attorney representing Mallory Beach's mother and 2 survivors of the deadly boat crash filed creditors' claim totaling $65 million against the estates of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. The move prevents Alex Murdaugh from inheriting the Moselle property before claims are paid. Yeah, so again, The 1,770-acre property, the Moselle property where the victims were found, that actually was under Maggie Murdaugh and not Alex Murdaugh. So I guess they're afraid that he might take the property since Maggie died and then maybe like cash it out or something like that. Early 2022, Murdaugh's Moselle properties goes up for sale, listed at $3.9 million. Do you guys know if it was, did it actually like sell? Does anyone know? Is it still up for sale right now? I know someone in chat looked it up earlier. I mean, we could probably find it on Zillow. Yeah, I wonder if it ever sold. February 14, Morgan Doherty, a survivor in the deadly 2019 boat crash that killed Mallory Beach, files a lawsuit in Hampton County against Parker, Alex Murdaugh, Buster Murdaugh, and the estates of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. Eric Bland, attorney for the Satterfield family, says he's targeting BBT for negligence as part of the wrongful death settlement for a longtime Murdaugh housekeeper. Oh, it's still for sale. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if no one wants to touch that. Is it still on sale for $3.9 million or has it been heavily discounted? March 16, longtime friend and associate Chloe Fleming is indicted on 18 charges. Good. March 17, Fleming's bond is set at $100K. He remains in custody in Richland County. May 4th, the South Carolina State Grand Jury indicts Alex Murdaugh, the former bank CEO, Russell Lucius Lafitte, and Chloe Fleming on a total of 30 criminal charges. Oh my God, including breach of trust, conspiracy, and computer crime. Damn, he's been charged. He's been charged with like more than like at this point like 100 charges. Jesus. May 31st, Alex Murdaugh signs a confession of judgment awarding the Satterfield family more than $4.3 million. I hope they got that money too. June 3rd, the attorney representing the Satterfield family confirms that South Carolina law enforcement plans to exhume Gloria Satterfield's body as part of their investigation into her death. June 6th, Bland Richter LLP announces a press conference will take place on June 16th, announcing the foundation Gloria Satterfield's honor, which will benefit Hampton County family. June 7. 1 year passes since the deaths of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. No arrests have been made in the double homicide investigation. June 16. The South Carolina Supreme Court announced it wants to revoke the law license of attorney Alex Murdaugh. The justice says there's overwhelming evidence a prominent attorney stole millions of dollars from his clients, even though more than 70 criminal charges against the prominent lawyer has not been resolved. Oh my God. The Satterfield family announced they're using some of their settlement money to fund the creation of the foundation called Gloria's Gift. June 21st, the South Carolina Supreme Court says Alex Murdaugh's attorneys said they would not contest any arguments scheduled for disbarment hearing, thus canceling the scheduled hearing altogether. June 28, Alex Murdaugh and Curtis Edward Smith are indicted on a slew of new charges ranging from criminal conspiracy to money laundering. July 12th, SLED informs Murdaugh family members they plan to charge Alex Murdaugh in the deaths of his wife and son. July 14th, Alex Murdaugh is indicted on 2 counts of murders and the killings of his wife and son. July 16th, Sandy Smith, the mother of Stephen Smith, issues a statement on Murdaugh's family indictments which reached in parts. We've waited for answers for a long time in Stephen's death. Again, Stephen's death happened in 2015. But I am not only grieving loved ones who need help. I know that other loving family members who have searched for answers in the deaths of their family members. I am happy that SLED and Attorney General's office has provided some closure and answers in the deaths of Maggie and Paul. July 17th, after 7 years of waiting, Stephen Smith finally gets a headstone. The purchase is made possible thanks to the donations around the world. July 20, Alex Murdaugh appears in Colleton County District Court and pleads not guilty on the charges. Oh, you know what? I thought he had I was looking at old pictures then because I thought he shaved his hair. That's why like when he was in trial, I was confused why he had hair. Why did he shave, by the way? July 27th, Lafitte is granted a $50K bond on his federal charges. Oh, this is the bank CEO, Russell Lafitte, okay? He's been federally indicted. August 11, Curtis Edward Smith has his bond and house arrest revoked following 26 unauthorized trips. Oh my God. Why would you even risk it? That's so silly. August 17, Alex Murdaugh attorney Dick Harpootlian holds a press conference and files for a motion demanding to see all the evidence against his clients in the double murder investigation. August 19, South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson announced the South Carolina State Grand Jury issued indictments against Alex Murdaugh, as well as 2 associates, Spencer Roberts and Jerry Rivers. Okay. Bleeding, waving his hand, definitely cleaned himself. Then she's lying. She saw the killer that looked like Murdaugh. Oh, no, this is a different incident. Sorry. It's so easy to get all the incidents mixed up because he's involved in so much shit. It's a different one. This is the one where he tried to hire someone to assassinate him, but it failed. Drug people always be in debt. Make bad decisions. Still for sale. August 29, Clifton Newman sides with prosecutors in their desire for the rules to make sure evidence in the double murder case isn't released to the public until Alex Murdaugh's January trial. September 12th, the trial of former bank CEO Russell Laffitte is set for November 7. The civil lawsuit surrounding the wrongful death of Mallory Beach is scheduled to go on trial January 9. Oh, so that already happened. The court reverses the prior ruling that would allow Gregory M. Parker a separate trial. October 30, Alex Murdaugh's double murder trial for the deaths of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh is set for Jan 30. I'm actually surprised that they were able to schedule the murder trial so quickly. Or maybe because in South Carolina, maybe in like that area, not a lot of murders happen, maybe. October 17, Murdaugh's trial is rescheduled to January 23rd. November 9, he goes to trial. So this is the former bank CEO, goes to trial for a conspiracy to commit wire fraud, bank fraud, and misapplication of bank funds. Man, why people be so greedy? He's found guilty of all charges. November 22nd. Yikes. December 9, pre-trial motions hearing. Prosecutors argue the double murder happened to distract Murdaugh's financial crimes. The defense says the argument does make sense. December 16, Alex Murdaugh is indicted for tax evasion stemming from income received from illegal acts. December 20, they're seeking life without parole at Alex Murdaugh's double murder trial. January 22nd, they air a special report. Jury selection, and now we're here at the trial with opening statements. Okay. Oh, wow. They do a really good job at outlining everything. Okay, so we're not there yet. We're only at opening statements, which is here, day 1. But I think they're on day... does anyone know what day they're on right now? I think they're on day like 12, 13? Day 13, yeah.